Allowing people to come on. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Business Chat with Maria, and I'm your host, Maria. I know the brand and the name together. My guest today is a sister friend of mine whom I've known for years, and it's truly an honor to have her today as my guest. And it was lovely to be part of a celebration of a new book called Soaring High. Just the title itself, it's powerful. It's a title that tells you anything is possible. And to have her today as my guest, I'm looking forward to learn more about her journey on writing this book. As professionally, she does so many things. So it's really an honor. So with no further ado, I would like also to apologize to everybody. I know my post had said 4 p.m., but due to unforeseen circumstances, we had to change the time to 6 p.m. So thank you for joining at 6 p.m. I really appreciate your support, and apologies once again for starting late. So with no further ado, let me bring on Dr. Priscila Muyunda. Yes, she's a doctor. So let me bring on Dr. Priscila. Good evening, Priscila. How are you today?
Evening, Maria. Evening, Maria. Very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, and many, many happy returns.
Yeah, and congratulations on your launch last night.
Thank you.
It was
awesome.
amazing. You know, it was amazing to see so many people showing the support and love. When you see that, it shows the kind of person that you are, you know, and to see, like you said, mom stayed to midnight. That was amazing.
I know. Tell me about it. It was just amazing seeing everyone from different places, different countries. We had people from Nigeria online. We had people from Ghana, Botswana, the US, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Sweden, New Zealand. It was fantastic. I think
It was. No, it was amazing. And just the testimony, the prayers, and the way the setup was just amazing. It wasn't just you learnt about, you know, the love, the joy, the celebration itself. Thank you for honoring me to be part of that celebration. Truly honored. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure, great delight, and thank you for having me on your chat show.
No, thank you for coming. Thank you for being my guest. We sincerely appreciate. We already have Dennis who's saying he's here. He's always the first guest to come on. So thank you, Dennis, for coming. Yeah, he's always the first guest. And Charity Gondo as well. Thank you, Mommy Charity. She's saying she thought she missed it. No, you didn't miss it. We changed the time for you. Yeah, and also Sarah, is come on as well. So thank you guys for your support. So with no further ado, we're going to ask questions, and please answer them as you feel you can. So the first question is, tell us a little bit about your professional background and the story world that you've created for us.
Amazing. Lovely question. But before I answer that, I like to start with a few quotes, if that's okay with you.
Yes, please, please.
Because it gives me clarity. And I
Thank you.
think
Yeah.
positive affirmations are quite good.
Yeah.
So I can do all things. As a man thinks, so is he. Nothing is impossible. I'm the best of my authentic self. So to answer your question, my background is actually quite haphazard, but it's been a long journey getting to this point. So my journey started nearly 20 years ago or slightly over.
Wow.
When I first started, my background was actually in nursing, adult nursing, believe it
Oh,
or not.
wow.
Yes. So I studied nursing, adult nursing at South Bank University initially. And while studying that, I did a few things. I worked as a support worker, like most people would. So humble beginnings.
Yes.
And after that, I did other things to build up on my career.
Right.
I studied biological sciences, I studied biomedical sciences, before getting into the actual medical studies. Then I diverted
Right.
and went into medical physiology, then cardiac physiology, because of the long hours. So I had to pick what best suits me so that I could have time for me, I could have time for family, and
Yeah.
I could also have time to do other things. So I got into that. So that's a bit about my professional background. So it's been a long journey. Did a lot of studying here and there. I've left out a few things that I've done as well, which are not health related, like records management and other things. But yeah,
But in one sentence, if someone had to meet you and say, "What do you do?" How would you answer that question?
now I prefer to call myself and see myself as a scientist,
Right.
because I prefer to call myself a clinical scientist because that's what I'm most passionate about. And I spent quite a bit of time in that area before even getting into cardiology and other sectors of health, just
Right.
because it's an inquisitive side of the health sciences or medical sciences. And I was privileged with that to actually also travel to Zambia. I was in
Uh-huh.
Zambia for a couple of years.
Wow.
And during that time, I was able to work with a fantastic organization called Zambat. And Zambat looks at infectious diseases mainly and focuses
Wow.
on HIV/AIDS. So
Right.
on the project that was attached to the Pulpit project, we looked at HIV/AIDS, HSV, and tuberculosis. So
Right.
it was really nice and lovely. And also through that, as a clinical scientist, I was also able to work with Cancer Research UK.
Fantastic.
I enjoy the science aspect of it. So
Wow. That's amazing.
I like more to be seen as that. I know a lot of people would say, why don't you relate more and see yourself more on the other side, or be more of a doctor or that? But anybody can be that. Some people even get a doctorate just as
Yeah.
honorary award. But I think it's the core and the skill set of it. And to me, clinical sciences
It's
is
more you.
value to me and more me. Yes,
And I think as human beings, we all learn along the way in the process to understand our own strength and I think
exactly.
our own interest. And then you just say, I think this is my calling. And you just have to go with that. Because, you know,
Amazing you actually say that because I'm still also discovering myself and who I am. So it's a process of growth. So as one growth, there's increase and there's change.
True.
COVID-19 has taught me an awful lot as well. So because of it, I'm actually having to look at my life and rethink a lot of things. Because one
Right.
of my mottos and philosophies in life is think different and you
Yeah.
will see the difference.
Yeah.
So I don't usually look a lot at titles and how people
Yeah.
see me,
Yeah.
but I usually see and look at the value and what my potential is and
Mhm.
what that can cause me to do. There's a lot of mental health issues at the moment currently.
Yeah.
Although my background is obviously in the medical aspects and the clinical sciences aspects, I'm actually
Yeah.
having to rethink and
Oh,
actually look at areas such as counseling and psychotherapy. So watch the
right.
space. That
Yes.
might be my next career, and I might take up a career. Watch the
So you're,
space too.
so you're a jack of all trades.
Don't be surprised when you hear that I'm a psychotherapist or a counselor and I've actually set up a center because I'm actually thinking of setting up a wellness center
Fantastic.
purely mental health. So watch the space.
Fantastic. And I'll be happy to be part of that. With you, there's no doubt. So because from the beginning you said your own words, I can do it. I am capable. So
Yes,
with that, nothing is impossible. Because once
indeed.
you believe in yourself, there's nothing that can do anything to you. And
Yes.
I think that's very important.
Look at this, Maria. I like to look at it in this way. The battle is bad for the mind. If we can overcome all the obstacles that we build for ourselves in our minds,
Yeah.
and not even the sky is the limit. And guess
Yeah.
what? Your background, your culture, and your
Mm.
environment is not even the limit.
You're no.
There's nothing that can hold you back
No.
if you harness the power of the mind.
Yeah.
So to me, it's about knowing what your potential is and what your purpose is,
Yeah.
because then if you have it, you will be able to know exactly what you've been called to do and to
Yeah.
be. So for
Yeah.
me, the core
Very
of
true.
everything, my career and my profession is to serve.
Yeah.
That's the essence of me.
Yeah.
My core is to serve. And how do I
Yeah.
do that? By changing lives. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter which way
You
I'm
do
able
it.
to
Yeah.
or change lives, as long as these two things have been achieved, then
Then
my
you have.
purpose has
Yeah.
been achieved.
That's it.
That's one of the things you can get from my book. Sorry, we're not there
Okay.
yet.
I can't wait, actually. I'm very excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to have my copy. For me, I've ordered my own copy, so I'm hoping, people want them to buy. So I can't wait to read. And because I haven't read for a long time, but any book that has inspiring word, empowering words, because as you know, I work in schools and I work with young kids. So my job as a careers advisor is to empower, inspire, advise, and support young people. So a book like that, definitely my reading. I can't wait. Seriously, I can't really wait. Yeah,
Amazing, amazing,
yeah, I
amazing.
can't wait. Yeah. Is and just the motto of saying, think different and see the difference. You talked about that. Where did that come from? Like, where did that motto start from?
So that's a very good question. So my background, I've seen some names from my childhood days. Actually, I've seen Marina on the call.
Oh wow,
I
that's
have
very good.
known I have known her for nearly 40 years.
Is
I've
that
studied
Melinda or Melina?
Marina. I think it's Marina.
This one?
Yeah, Marina Mapa. Yes, her. And I saw Timothy as well. So some of these people I've known for nearly 40 years of my life.
Wow, that's
And,
amazing.
and some of them would share in my story and in my background. So
Fantastic.
my background is quite diverse and unique in a sense that I had what I would call a good childhood and a good
Fantastic.
upbringing until my parents
Fantastic.
split up and my world changed,
Just change and became
just changed. So what I
right.
knew completely changed at a very young age. So I had to train my mind to see
Mm-hmm.
things in a different way. Even though
Right.
my environment
I
was in a
changed.
certain way and had changed, I still had to know who I was.
That's
So I
it.
still had to harness my authentic self.
Self.
So it doesn't matter what the circumstances around me were,
Yeah.
my mind was still me and I still knew where I was going.
Yeah.
So sight is what we're able to see around us, and
Yeah.
vision is that which we can't see, but what we aspire to be or to see for the future, whatever that may be. So I
Yeah.
held on to my vision. So I
Mm-hmm.
knew what I wanted to do in life and I focused on that. And that was my circumstances were not
Mm-hmm.
the and were not me.
Yeah.
So I realized the power then of the mind
Yeah.
because I realized and I saw the difference between me and some
Mm-hmm.
of the people who were around me.
Yeah.
And the only thing I could come up with was the mindset. Because if your
100%.
mind is aligned in a certain way, I
Yeah.
don't think anything can hold you down.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Troubles come to our soul.
Of
Even
course.
the
Yeah.
battle of the mind, Maria, comes to our soul.
Yeah.
So it's about us choosing the positive affirmations
Of
and
it.
choosing to know our authentic self. So that's where TDSD came from, in short.
And from what you've explained, it perfectly fit in this current uh, condition we're in at the moment with this pandemic.
Mm, mm,
Exactly what you've said is not the situation. It's about your mindset. We're
yes,
all going through a rough time. It's a hard times. Some
very
people it's harder than us. Some people don't have anything. Some people they can't even afford nothing. But like you said, it's that mindset.
certain. And it's one of
You
the
know?
things I've also looked at and tackled in the book because I have actually mentioned to say that COVID-19 has actually, if anything, showed us that we need to renew the way we think
Yeah.
because we can no longer be comfortable in thinking the way we thought. We have
Hmm.
to change the way we run our businesses. We
Yeah.
have to change the way we run our lives.
Yeah.
And we even have to change the way we run our finances
Yeah.
because we've seen that even the economic world itself has become very volatile.
Yeah.
So nothing is so solid as we thought. The ground beneath us is
Yeah.
literally shaky. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter which part of the world you are, the ground is
Yeah.
shaky.
Yeah.
And we are all affected. We
Yes.
all are affected.
Yes. No. So what advice would you give then to the audience that are watching in this situation? What could you say to them to help them cope? Because I know there are people worse than us who are in a worse situation. What could you say to them now to help them think differently, to help them have time to reflect, to say, I thought, but from hearing what Priscilla said, I will reflect on that and see how I can help better myself or think of the world in a different way.
Firstly, I would like to think of those who've lost loved ones. And I would like to actually remember a very good friend of mine I worked with at Imperial.
I remember the late years.
I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but she's actually lost her husband
Oh, I'm
from
sorry to hear
COVID. She was an admin staff at
that. Oh, I'm sorry
one
to
of
hear that.
the clinics I worked at. Now, condolences to everybody, literally, who's lost loved ones. It's a very difficult time. And it's very difficult when one loses someone so close to them, and it's hard to see a way out. And to all those who've been affected, I've had people close
Yeah,
who I know who've been affected by COVID, and they've come out of it, yes, but for some, it's taken a very, very long time to come out of it. For
mhm,
some, it's been months. The healing process has been slow.
yeah,
So, what I can say is to the living, there is always hope.
yeah,
You are alive
That's
at
enough.
this time and at this moment, then you have hope.
Yeah.
Hold on to the hope that you have, because that will be the beginning of your transformation.
Yeah.
Finances may be low,
Yeah.
but know that times always change.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Just like seasons change,
Yeah.
as long as your mind is aligned to think in a certain way without you losing your hope, you
Yeah.
are able to regain and even do better. Someone recently said to me that guess what? If someone throws lemons at you, you
Make
can
them.
make lemonade out of it.
Yeah.
And if someone throws bricks at you, you
You
can
build.
build that. You can also do the opposite. You can also get those bricks and throw them back to that person, or you
Yeah.
can be angry. The
Yeah.
choice is yours.
Is yours. Yeah.
In this period that we're in, this COVID-19 situation, I've been able to write a book,
Yeah.
and I've done a lot. I've set up a company. Soaring High has been born out of COVID-19.
COVID-19. Yeah.
Given me time to think, to
Yeah.
reflect,
Yes.
see different, to see
Yeah.
the opportunities that are there.
That are there. Yeah.
A couple of days ago, I was somewhere in a meeting with a lovely lady. She's got over 13 nurseries in the UK.
Wow.
She's just been able to open two more during this COVID-19. When
Yeah.
other childcare facilities are shutting down and people
Yeah.
are scratching their heads on what to do next, she's been able to open two more.
Yeah.
So I come back to say, think
Yeah.
different,
Yeah.
embrace different. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter what's surrounding you. So hold on to the hope that you have. And remember, if you can hear my voice, if
Yeah.
you can see me, then you are alive. And
Yeah.
to you, there is hope.
Yes.
Hold on to that.
Yeah. And like we said, hence the meeting was delayed. Like I explained what I was doing to you privately. Hence the meeting was delayed. Is that thing where I use the same. We're in COVID, but what can I do? How do I sit back and reflect? I was speaking to a friend of mine today and actually said exactly that. I said, use COVID as a time to reflect. Use COVID as a time to think and say, what is going right? What is going wrong? Where can I fit in? There's always a space for you to fit in somewhere. And don't give up. And if you need our support, there are people out there who can support and advise and help. But if you don't ask for that help, no one will know you need help.
Certainly. I agree with
Yeah,
you, because in our vulnerabilities, we are made strong. But
yeah,
guess what? We've been taught and wired to think that if I show that I'm vulnerable, then I'm actually weak and everyone around me will shun away from me.
yeah,
But that just increases the pain and your vulnerability. But guess what? If you open up and you seek help, then you're actually building yourself, and the building is starting
mhm,
from within and eventually to show outwardly.
yeah,
But a lot of us like to keep up with the Joneses. We like the facade to show that all is well and this is me,
right,
when actually you're breaking down within. But
yeah,
guess what? The Joneses don't actually care about you.
true,
They're not bothered about you. You're
yeah,
keeping up with them, but they're
yeah.
not bothered about you.
They're sleeping nicely
So
at night.
why don't you take a little bit of time? This same lady I was telling you about, who's just opened two extra nurseries, said something to me that was quite significant and life changing. She said, Priscilla Han, I think you need to take time to think about you,
Yeah,
and
I
to
think, yeah,
also put yourself also first at times, which
yeah.
we usually forget.
We take for granted. Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
And she said to me, she empowered me by saying, girl, we all go through certain moments in life, but the key is to know when to seek help and
yeah,
when not to. When should I talk to Maria?
yeah,
Will Maria be there for me to listen?
yeah,
But still, I need to speak to Maria because I need to share this. I can't keep it in because it will
Yeah,
kill me.
of
And
course.
when I
Yeah.
go to Maria, if it's too heavy for her, Maria
Mm.
can direct me and say, hang on a minute, Han. I
This
think
is
this
too much.
needs further support. And
Yeah.
hence why I'm looking to set up a wellness center looking at counseling or psychotherapy. And I'm serious about this.
And where would that wellness center be? Here in UK? Are you thinking of Zambia? Are you thinking of where in the world would you want to build it?
In the UK to start with, because this is where I'm at. I was thinking of Zambia, but people around me have
Mhm.
advised me and said to me, because I, like you saw yesterday, I have a very good support system and a very good support network around me. I
Yeah.
have people who are well vested in business matters
Yeah.
and obviously spiritual matters and
As
even
well.
the
Yes.
and the mental uplifting.
Yeah.
So I was guided and directed to say that guess what, girl? Start in the UK.
Here.
You're in the UK, you can keep an eye on everything and
Yeah.
you can build and let that overflow to Zambia.
To Zambia.
They
Yes.
don't want to start from Zambia, but they've given me the advantages and disadvantages. And having looked at it, I
Hmm.
actually think that it's actually the best way to go. And that's the
Yeah.
importance of actually trusting to speak to others.
Yes. You listen, take advice, you reflect on it. And if you have questions, you can go back and ask questions and say, what you said, what did you mean? And like you said, is that keeping up with the Joneses,
Mhm.
which I feel I can't remember what speaking I said, look after number one, which is you. Because if you number one are strong, you can look after people around you. It's like me. I'm a mother of two kids. One is 5, one is 9. I'm a married woman with a husband. I have to look after number one. Because when I'm strong, I can uplift my family. When I'm weak, the whole family falls down, you know. So
Exactly.
I have me time, and people, some people don't understand how. I said, I know how to make my me time because I know how important that me time is to me and what it does to my family.
Guess what, Maria? In simple terms, you cannot give what you don't have.
You can't.
Like
You can't.
But if
It's
you
true. You
look
can't.
within and you're strong, then you're able to give out more.
Yeah.
And like what you said, my aim and the core to me is service and to change lives.
Yeah.
I can't serve and I can't change lives if I'm in pieces. But
Yes.
that's also not to say that we can't do things afraid, because there are times when we are challenged and there are times when we just have to move as a force, irrespective of what's ahead of us. And that's not to say that then we get into extra selfish modes, but it's about keeping that balance, knowing
Hmm.
when to take that time back to feed you so that you can give more.
True. No, thank you so much. I think that first introduction itself, I could speak on behalf of the audience. I think that's just eye-awakening and just mind-blowing. It makes you think and reflect, and I'm hoping the audience will get the chance to actually think about this as well. Thank you so much for the advice. So going back to the book, 'cause I know today is mainly about the book. So what led you to start writing? Where did this idea of writing a book come about?
Right. So, and then I think I've touched on that already.
Yes,
But
bit, but we
so
want to know
yeah,
more.
so it's about the core of me to serve and to change lives. It's the best way to do it through a book. So there are two ways you can change people: by meeting people. So when you
Yeah,
meet somebody who's new, Maria, because you're meeting new ideas, new strategies, new ways of doing things, new ways of looking at things. So that person will vocalize what's within them and that will change you. Or you can pick up a book and read and that will change you or inspire you. So to serve and to change others, that's for the benefit of others. That's why. But also we all have a story within us.
that we have
Like
to share.
my story is different from your story.
Yeah,
And my story makes me who I am and presents me as the best of my authentic self. And
yes,
your story does the same to you. If I share my story, maybe one person might be motivated or inspired to do better and
Yes.
know better, because
Yeah.
when you know better, then you do better. So then
True.
you start to think different,
Yeah.
and you see the difference around you. So
Yeah.
that's what leads me to write.
Wow. That's inspiring. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to open that face page. You know, I'm looking forward to that face page. And I think being me, I think I might finish in one day.
Well, I do hope so, but um, like what you heard through the reviews that were read yesterday,
Yeah.
the book is very authentic and it's very transparent.
Yeah.
I literally stripped myself of
I was about
me.
to say it's raw. It sounds raw,
Exactly.
like yeah.
There are
Yeah.
people who came back and said, "My goodness, I don't think I'd have been brave enough to put my name down with some of the things I've read in there."
Really.
But
Wow.
but having done that makes
Yeah.
it so real and
Yeah.
actually testifies to
It's not
saying,
a fiction. It's not fiction. It's
exactly, if you
reality.
can,
Yeah.
exactly, if you can, we can.
Yeah.
And a few days ago on Thursday, I was in a certain meeting again,
Yeah.
and I was privileged to listen to Lord Kenneth, the
Right.
the the lieutenant, the Queen's Counsel.
Yes.
The gentleman who's usually everywhere where the Queen goes and that.
Of course. Yes.
So
Yeah.
he said something. He said, "Guess what? When I was growing up, I had
Mhm.
nothing. Apparently, when he was growing up, he had nothing, and he
Wow.
grew up in a single parent home. His shower was outside. He had to go
Yeah.
outside to bathe.
To get
In
it. Yeah.
England, in England, he had to go outside to bathe. Now, you
Yeah.
and I would not be able to relate to that, Maria,
Yeah.
right now. In
Of
England,
course.
how cold it is. And
Yeah.
he said, that was my life. And I'm
Yeah.
black. Well, he's mixed race, I think. But yeah,
Yeah.
but he relates to himself, obviously, being of a BMA background.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Mhm.
he said, if he could rise out of those circumstances, and now he's in the circles of
The
is it the
people.
1% or the
Yes.
10% of the world?
Yes.
You see, he can pick up the phone and call the Queen,
Exactly.
and
And speak to her. Yeah.
that's how high up he is. And his life is completely transformed. He said
Changed.
when
Yeah.
he first went to Cambridge, the cutlery that was laid on the table where he sat
Shocked him.
was more than what was in his house. He didn't know what the hell to do with it.
Wow.
So that's the difference and how far we can come.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
So
must
your
I must
story is to help someone, to inspire someone
be
to
inspired and to be
yeah.
motivated, just like
Yes.
him. You
To
see,
know that
that's his
yeah.
story. Yeah,
And I think
and
like you're
I have
saying,
my story. You have your story.
yeah. And I think sometimes as human beings, we always feel like we're going through something on our own. And when you read someone's story, you're like, oh my God, she went through the same thing.
Or
How did she
even
manage?
worse.
Exactly, exactly. And then you start asking those questions, say, how did she cope? So maybe I need to have a word with her and say, hey, I went through that journey, but not like you. So how did you manage to cope? But that's how life is. Because sometimes we always think it's only me. It must just be
Yeah.
only me it's going to suffer,
Mhm.
you know?
I
Because
like
I know
what
like
Dennis has just said. We all individually have our own unique stories. That's so
yeah,
true.
that's true. We all have our own stories, you know. And it's ordering your book. I've already sent him the link as well, so it's ordering your book.
Amazing. Happy
Yeah.
reading. And as you read, may you think different and see the difference in your life.
Yes. No, I love that. Yeah. And the next question is, what special knowledge or research was required to write this
Mm.
book? Because because you're from what you've just said, the book was raw, very transparent, very authentic. Was you basically saying the world, this is me. Read my story and see the journey I've taken to become what I've become. And I didn't just come here easily, like man was thrown at me. I had to work hard to be where I am. So, what was how did you hold the whole knowledge, and how did you start it all? Did you go to your friends who you've known for 40 years, long time ago, and say, hey, do you remember this story? And
So the story is mainly about me and the closest people to me, like my family, my kids and king, my siblings.
right,
So at point, I had, yes, to speak to some of my siblings to get
right,
clarity in what I felt. And also I must say that it was something that was burning within me and just had to be lifted out there, because I knew that other people would be helped, but also it was also helping me
to heal. Yeah,
process. Yes.
yeah.
Um, so a lot of research, yes, went into it. A lot of talking,
Okay,
and
that's good.
and obviously there are very difficult things,
Yeah.
uh, some very difficult experiences
Underground thing, you
there.
had to leave it down there, but you had to say, no, I need to know now. I'm grown up. I need to know.
Yeah. So I had to speak to some people and also let them know that this is what I was doing.
Right.
And I also had to, because it was beyond that. So it looked at other things also, like purpose. There was a chapter on purpose, there's a chapter on vision, there's
Right.
a chapter on relationships, there's a
Right.
chapter that touches on resilience and other things. So I had to look at other people who've written things um, pertaining to the subjects that I was going to write about. So I had to read on other subjects to be able to have a much more deeper understanding of
Yeah.
the topic that I was going to write about. So I started writing this actually a while ago. Like, I'm sure you've heard of a writer's pen and a writer's pad.
Yeah.
I always used to write down notes every now and again.
In a diary
So
or in a notepad?
it was just a notepad.
Okay.
So anything that came to my mind, I'll jot it down. For years, I just did that.
Right. Okay.
Anything that come to my mind, I'll put it down. Um, Anything that I saw or felt,
Mhm.
I would put it down. Anything that I
Right.
would read that I felt that was quite significant, I would put it down.
Oh,
And then I also looked at my experiences. And
mhm.
eventually, when COVID presented itself, I went ahead and wrote the book.
Wow.
Well, I was going to say something, but I think it will calm down
Yeah.
in some of the other questions. So I'll
So
leave
would
it.
you say, so doing this research, and was there time when you thought like, I think I should stop, I'm digging too much?
Yes.
What resilience did you have? Because like you've said, I haven't read your book, but from what you're saying, it's raw. It must have been a time when you thought like, oh, do I need to know this information, or should I just?
So it comes across as if it's very raw if you read it, but I try to be as transparent as possible. But I also censored a few things, because the idea was not for me to burden the reader, but rather to inspire, to
Yeah,
motivate, and to encourage, and to
yeah,
give hope, and to also help them build their resilience,
right.
and for them to be able to see and know that anything in life is possible.
It's possible.
So, because of that, without losing the essence of the book,
Hmm.
I would stop and reflect. And I think
Good.
I gave you a rough draft, Maria, of the
Yeah.
book at publisher.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the final copy is not actually what exactly I
Ah.
read.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
it had to go,
Was
and it
had
had
to
to
edit it
do
up and tied it up and cleaned and
exactly. So even the title itself actually changed.
changed. Yes. Yes. Because I was thinking, was I reading a different book? Is she gonna write the second book
But
immediately after this?
but
Now
I'm
it's
sure yesterday at the launch, you might have related to the review and to the
yeah,
testimonial. You
testimony.
might have thought, oh, but I do know that from a part of the book. But there were
Yes. Yeah.
differences, yes.
Yeah. No.
So
That's what I'm asking this question thing. This from thinking. I know I read this before it was published, but now you okay, it makes sense.
But it's
Yeah.
completely different. So the
Okay.
whole idea was to actually get feedback and a feel at that very rough and raw manuscript,
I
because
get you.
it was completely all apart even. It wasn't proofread, it wasn't edited, none of that. So I
Yeah.
pick people I trust. I
Yeah.
pick people who are close to me and core to send
Hmm.
them that rough raw draft
Yeah.
so that I could hear
The word, yeah,
the
the feedback.
responses from them and
Yeah.
that. So yeah,
No, that's amazing.
good
So
question.
you've read the book, you wrote the book. What is chapter in the book is your favorite and why?
Mm.
Because once I read the book, I'll share my chapter. So what is your favorite? You could, if there are few, you could share two. If there are few, but if there's only one, you can share one.
I think I like all the chapters because they're all different in their own way, and
Right.
um, they all carry different
Storyline or
for lack of a better word, they all have their own rhythm.
right,
Okay, they all have their own rhythm, and they all have their own significance and
right,
the principles. However, some of these principles can be used individually or with
right,
others, but one that stands out the most is actually three, which is
right.
vision, and I think eight or something like that, which is purpose. Eight or four. So vision and purpose are the two that I like,
Okay.
and these two are more or less aligned, but more so three because it's vision. Why?
Mhm.
It's because I'm from a Christian background. I'm sure you
Yeah.
know that. And I'm
Yes.
a very, very spiritual person. I've had
No
to
problem. Yes.
build this within me. And I hope my audience don't mind me saying that
No,
because I
no.
know that not everybody is spiritual and not everybody is Christian, but
Of
still,
course.
that's
Yeah.
who I am. And to me, vision, like it says in the Bible, anybody without vision, that's what? If you don't have a vision, you'll perish in a
Yeah.
sense. So your vision
Yeah.
is what gives you direction.
Yeah.
So, and I totally believe that. So vision and purpose are aligned, and it's a very thin line between the two.
Yeah.
Okay. So vision would help you to see how far, what you want to be, and your future. But purpose is that which pushes you to get
Yeah.
there. And actually, another is potential. Potential doesn't stand alone in the book as a chapter, but I think it's mentioned somewhere.
Right.
But potential also comes along with these three
Okay.
because your potential propels you, okay,
Yeah.
to achieve whatever you want to achieve.
One.
But you have to have the
The
vision first.
vision
You
and the
need to know
purpose.
why. Yes. So the purpose is the why you're doing what
Right.
you're doing.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know
Oh,
the why, I can assure you that
then
you
you
can
end up.
sway
Yeah.
along the way. If the
Yes.
winds come and blow hard, and
Yeah.
they will, and guess what? The higher you go, the stronger the winds. And
Ublo. Of course.
sometimes, and
Yeah.
sometimes the higher you go,
Yeah.
even the people around you
Yeah.
will
Some
change.
change. True.
How they
True.
see you, how they
Very
perceive
true.
you,
Yeah.
it will all change. So the
Yeah.
wind will draw hard, and at sometimes you will wonder and think, "Am I the problem?
Oh,
What is
the
wrong with
people
me?
around me the problem. Yeah.
What is wrong with me?"
Yeah.
But then when you know the why and look at
Yes.
why you're doing what you're doing,
Nothing will stop you.
then you will carry on and remember that. Look,
Yeah.
my core is to serve,
Yeah.
and my core is to impact lives.
Yes.
That's my passion. I want to change
Yeah.
lives.
And
Anything else is secondary.
that's it's, yeah, true.
You don't forget your why. So that's
Yeah.
why purpose and vision are my favorite chapters in the book because I think
Uh,
they're the core.
And I think you've explained them so beautifully. And I feel like a lot of people lack those. And I'm hoping people who are here live with us will buy this book. Because to me,
And
you
guess what,
saying the
Maria?
words you're saying, it's like music to my ears.
Yeah. And guess what, Maria? the way life is, sometimes we forget, and it doesn't matter how old you are, because
Yeah.
we all have to live. And guess what? I'll refer to the Bible again. In the Bible, there's no word retirement. We all need money to live. Money is not a dirty thing, by the way.
No, it's not. No. We
The,
need
the,
all
the
it.
world the world actually calls money king. They say cash is king.
Yeah.
Okay? It's the love of it that is wrong. But
Yeah.
money itself is a necessity. It gives us options.
Yeah.
So for us to be able to have that come along with the other aspects of our being, we really have to think different. And it doesn't matter how old you are, you need purpose and you need vision. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah.
When you know the why of what you're doing,
And the
that will keep you
because. Yeah.
grounded. When you know the why and when you know where you're going,
Yeah.
because you might be old, but as you're
Yeah.
getting older, what's your purpose, dear?
Yeah.
Because I believe that we should die empty. Okay? We have a lot in us to give out. It's
Yeah.
such a shame if you die without not having maximized your potential. I think it's such a shame. And
Yeah.
perhaps this is why a lot of people say that the richest place is the graveyard.
True.
So we need to learn to build legacies.
Yeah.
Our white counterparts know about legacy,
Oh yes.
but Black people, we don't know about that because I think we lack vision and we lack purpose.
We're
If
just
we
doing.
had
Yeah.
that, we,
Yeah.
we, we do things haphazardly.
Yeah.
It's all about show what the
And I
next
was about to
person.
say, it's what you said. It's all about show the Joneses,
Yes,
fit in with the Joneses.
yes, I'm driving this car, I'm driving that car. But
Yeah.
what's your bank balance?
Yes.
And also, what are you doing to help and to serve others?
Yeah.
So I may be walking dressed in a certain way and not drive a car, but I'm not in debt or I'm not going to anybody to ask
For
anyone to
anything.
help me.
Yeah.
Rather, I'm helping others to build.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I think we need to rethink
Our
how we
mindset.
run our lives, especially during this time of COVID and
Yes.
beyond. We
Yes.
really need to have that. We really need to have purpose and we really
Thank
need to
you.
have vision. No matter
Yeah.
how old you are, if you're much older, think about the legacy you're going to leave your
To be
children.
behind you.
I think we need to rethink how we live our lives as Black people.
Yeah.
Instead of leaving debt for our children, we should leave them an inheritance, build legacies for them and for our
Yeah.
families.
And for me, like I'll keep telling, close friends or people that I know, use this time. This is a time God is saying, you've always asked for time. I don't have enough time. I can't do it because I don't have time. God has given us time. Yes, it sounds like no, Maria, but in this COVID, we've all had time to sit at home and not even work. Use that time wisely.
Mm.
Write your list, your to-do list.
Yeah, but I should say that there are people who are working really hard during this time of
Oh no,
COVID.
no, no. That I'm not disputing. I've got a friend of mine who are
Ah,
nurses, who are
yeah,
health. They're working 24 hours, but even
yeah,
them,
yeah,
I
I
have.
agree.
They're still achieving goals. It's
Exactly.
those
But
who keep on mourning and asking, saying, "Oh, I can't. Why not? Oh, I don't have time." But now you have all the time on earth. What are you using your time
guess what?
for?
Guess what I say to that? Time and chance is given to us all, and the rest is not to the swift. I'm sure you've heard that before.
Repeat that, please.
Time and chance is given to us all, and the rest is not to the swift. So, in a sense, it's exactly what you were saying that we all have a chance because
Yeah,
we all have the same measure of time.
time.
When
Yeah,
we start, yeah, so we all have time at the same measure,
yeah,
okay, and we all have a chance. And what I mean by that, before I'm pulled up on this, because some people have said to me that you say that we all have time and chance, but somebody who's in the ghetto and somebody who's not, how fair is that? And I go back and say, my childhood,
yeah.
that was
You've
it's
gone
about
through that journey. You've gone through that journey
yes.
yourself.
So it's about the mindset. So it's about the mindset. It's about having that vision. It's about knowing the why
Yeah.
and not limiting yourself to the circumstances.
Yeah.
I know a young man who's recently graduated as a medical doctor.
Wow.
This young man was from a single parent home, but
Yeah.
I remember his mom going to everybody, including me, asking for the son's school fees every single time without a shame. She didn't care. She
You
didn't.
sometimes you have to swallow your pride.
They went to anyone and everybody.
Who could help?
He's a medical doctor as we speak.
Wow.
And on his gratitude speech, he said, "Mother, I remember when you had to ask for money shamelessly, and
Yeah.
now you don't have to do that anymore because guess what?
Oh.
You've raised the doctor in me."
Oh,
So,
how sweet.
sometimes I
Yeah.
know that the playing field is not equal.
Hmm.
The playing field is not equal, but I still truly believe that time and chance is given to us all, and the rest is not for the swift. So just
Yeah.
because the person in front of you seems to have achieved so much, it's
Yeah.
okay. It's not the end.
Yeah.
You will have your time. As long as you hold on to your
So,
purpose and your vision, your
yeah.
time will come.
Yeah. No, thank you so much. That's powerful. So, how long did it take you to write this book then?
So this book was well, it wasn't long enough because
It
remember
wasn't long enough. Wow.
why I
Okay.
say that is because I used to put down, remember about the
The
writing
notes in the notepad. Ah, so you already had like bullet points.
so that was for years. That was a lot of hard work and a lot of years. So I
Right.
used to write down things because I
Right.
knew that one day I would publish. In fact, I think a few years back, I had announced that I was going to publish a book, and I had even put it online because that was
Yes.
my aim and my that was my
Because I
vision.
think that when you're doing, I think when you did the, was it the charity? There's a charity. I think you still do that charity, isn't it? I remember. Um, I forgot the name. When I remember, I'll remind you. Because I remember. Yes. Say it again.
Lilato.
Yes, that's it. I think when
Okay.
you're doing that, I think you'd announced.
Yes, so I announced it a few times. I announced it during the charity thing. I announced it even on social media. But guess what? I was a novice. I just had the idea,
In
like
your
what I
head.
said. But ideas are like seeds. You have to
Yes.
drop them in the ground. They have to die. They have to germinate, and they
Yeah.
have to grow. They need a lot of work. They have
Yeah.
to be cultivated. So I
Yeah.
didn't know how to go about writing a book, Maria. So all I
Hmm.
had was these notes, but I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
So it took longer because of that. But when I knew what to do, it only took probably a couple of months. But it was a couple of months of maybe 2 to 3 months.
Hard
But it
work.
was 2 to 3 months of hard work, non-stop.
Yeah. No. No. Because I remember the time I think we were communicating and you'd gone off and then you came back and explained, Maria, I've not gone off. I'm here. And I was like, no, totally understand. And I think it's important sometimes to just switch off, you know,
Mm,
and come
mm.
back and then catch up with the world. But I feel like sometimes as people, we feel like we gotta be on everything. So sometimes learn to just switch off
Yes,
and then
Sarah says success is when preparation and opportunity meet. I like that. Fail to
yeah,
prepare, and there's a saying: you fail to prepare and you prepare to fail. So that's right.
there you go. Exactly. Yeah. No, thanks so much. And the next question is, um, where did you get? I know you've mentioned a bit about it that you were writing them in the book, in the notepad, your ideas.
Mhm.
Um, where else did you get this information? Did you then sort of speak to other authors within your network, or did you just have to Google some information to get an idea of how do I put this book together to make it something that someone could read and appreciate the hard work that I put in?
That's a very good question. But like I said before, usually when you write, you need to know where you're writing from. So are you
Right.
going to write from within, you as the story? or is it going to be something that's perhaps fiction? What are you looking at? You need to know the essence, the core of it. So
Right.
my essence was to look within first, because
Right.
that actually relates more to others. Okay, so that will be more authentic. So I wanted to bring the best of my authentic self within the book. So it's different. I have two more books coming out this year. So
Oh.
one is poetry. I don't know if you knew that, but I do
No,
poetry.
I know because I follow your Priscilla Facebook page, so I know you always
So
put.
I performed last year twice with the publishers. They invited me to actually perform at the Saloon Poetry Night.
Fantastic.
So I actually did a couple of my poems there. So I've been
Wow.
collecting quite a few poems,
Oh,
and I had somebody a few years ago. He's an elderly gentleman, an elderly English gentleman, who also had a passion of poetry,
fantastic.
and we shared a few poems, and so they'll be combined. So this should be coming
Oh,
out
this is
next year.
amazing. So this will be a combine of two people's.
So to be like two people. And then there's another one which is on fiction, but it's real but turned into fiction, looking at the way the world runs, the current world order and that. So what I'm trying to say is, you get ideas from what's around you sometimes. So the poetry is because of what's happening around the world. So I vocalize and put it in through
Yeah,
that. So for the book, it was my story and the need to impact others and make a difference in other people's lives. So that
yeah,
led me to read on the subjects that would help and build others, so that when they read, it's actually authentic, it's actually real, it's something that's
yeah,
actually has been read deeply and
yeah,
searched through, and they can confidently um, read it with the hope that
yeah,
actually their lives will be empowered and their minds will be renewed, and they'll
yeah.
be able to think differently so that they can see the difference they so desire.
Wow. And Nomtunes has put it here, the rest is not to the swift. I think that's
That
what you said. Not the battle to the strong, but time and chance happens to all. But time and chance, yeah. So she said it's her favorite verse. She couldn't help it but write it just.
Thank you so much for putting it up, actually. Thank you so much. And it's actually core. When you hold on to that, this is why I started the chat with a few quotes, because it clears your mind
Yeah,
and just creates that environment for you to
yeah,
see clearly, and for you to declutter, and for
yeah.
you to distract all distractions, so that you can
Correct.
be able to focus and pursue what your purpose is for you to achieve it. Now, when
Yeah,
you know that the race is not to the swift, not nor the battle to the strong, then you know that even in your weaknesses, you can
yeah,
achieve and attain much more.
yeah,
And then you remember that Maria has a chance, but hey, so do I.
yeah,
I can do it. As
yeah.
long as I'm alive, there's
That's it.
still hope.
Yeah. No, thank you. This is yeah. No, thank you so much. That's Dennis said this is congratulations. There's no limit, and said this is such an education topic. It's very educational. I feel like I'm doing my PhD. No, seriously, it's so education. I feel like I'm going back to university. Um, so in terms of what was one of the most surprising things you learned in creating your book?
I learned that writing a book is not just about putting things down and that's it. There's a lot that
Right,
goes into it, which I didn't
right,
realize. And I learned that there are different ways of publishing a book. So there's a more
right,
traditional way, which is obviously you get published by a publisher.
right.
Very difficult, because
Very
currently,
difficult, you said?
yes,
Okay.
uh, because currently, like I was told during my journey, you have to have probably maybe 50,000 followers for you to get publishers rushing to you, or
Wow.
you could be someone who's very famous,
Right.
or they would have to love really what you're doing, or Oprah would have to pick up your book and
And
publicize,
say,
or talk about you before something.
so you
But
need
then
to have met with someone who's a
But
public figure.
yeah, but guess what? Anything is possible still.
Yeah,
That's
because
something I realized during my
think
journey.
different and see the difference.
Yes. So people will say this to you and that, but then there are exceptions.
Yeah.
Then I've also learned that there are other ways. So the two main ways are the one that I've talked about, the traditional way,
Yeah.
and then there's the self-publication, which a lot of people are going through that route. And there's some
Right.
people, although they are published through a publisher, but
Right.
they're still self-published. And you
Right.
wouldn't know that, but they've used the publisher. Now,
Right.
so if
Interesting.
you are, it surprised me as well.
Mm.
So if you're a self-publisher,
Right.
if you're publishing yourself, but through a publishing company,
Yeah.
it means that you have a contract with your publishers, and you
Right.
also pay them to publish you, and they also share in your proceeds. Plus, if you also
Oh,
sell on other platforms, Amazon might also have their cut and all that.
okay.
You could go it yourself and do it everything by
Your,
yourself,
yourself.
so that you get all the royalties and everything to you. Then I also learned that if you have a publisher publishing you,
Yeah.
in a lot of things that you would have to do, you would have to put everything through your publishers first, because sometimes you might do
Right.
certain things and they
And
bring
they might
in,
not like it.
they might not like it.
You have to change it.
So there's pros and cons
Okay.
in both. And the traditional way, you also get offered money.
As
But
well. So it all.
I think there are exceptions that are not known, or maybe never even have been done before,
Right.
maybe a first or whatever, where you have a publisher and you partner with them, and
Wow.
that way you more or less get an equal say, and you can do what you want.
Okay. So whatever you write, you basically
Not
have
only what
power
you
to
write,
say and
so even the platforms where you go, so say
okay.
like I get a speaking engagement because of the book, or the book is
Oh, fantastic.
advertised in a certain way, I can hold on to
To that.
certain process like that. Yeah. But in a nutshell, I was surprised to see the amount of um uh,
Just
I wouldn't call it
what's
passion.
involved behind publishing a book.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, it took
Sometimes I think, like you
months.
say,
Mhm.
someone can see you publishing a book now and think, Priscila's done it, I'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to start writing my book. But like you
Yeah,
said, you have to source this information.
yeah.
You
But
have to
it's
read
good.
into it.
I mean,
Yeah.
anything is possible. I'm not
No, no, no.
saying
And that I agree. Anything is possible.
that you have to prepare your mind to say that
Mindset.
it's
Yeah.
easy as it may seem.
Yeah.
I had to get help. I had to get, although I started writing, I had all that information. I had to have a coach. I had to have a publishing company. In fact,
Right.
I had two publishing companies.
Wow.
I,
Lucky
I had
you.
I had a publishing company which would draw me every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. I would sit down and write down and pencil down my thoughts and my structure.
Wow.
Every Saturday at 8 a.m. I had to be up
Wow.
and sit there to be able
Wow.
to do. And I had another group that held my hand,
Yeah.
that would, I had how many people in the end? I think it was three people in the end who
Yeah.
had to look through, edit the book, and do all that. And then I wondered, how do people do it by themselves?
For themselves. The work that's involved
People
in it.
do it.
Yeah.
Some people do it, but I was
Yeah.
thinking with my
But
own
like you
two.
said, it's about the vision, the purpose. So once they have that, everyone is
Yeah. So I had to
can,
think about my audience as well. What do I want to put out there for them? So I
yeah.
would rather I put something out that has been looked at by
You
others.
just putting, yeah.
Yeah. So the whole book, even the structure. So when you look at the manuscript that was sent to you, Maria, even
Mhm.
the chapters are different. Even how
Right.
they've been laid out is different because of
Okay.
this process.
Right. Okay. So everything kind of sort of changed.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I think it's best if you can get help, is all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Don't
No,
do
no,
it
no.
yourself.
Which is what this is all about, to educate others, to tell others It's not going to be an easy journey, but it can be done.
Exactly.
So whichever pathway you choose, you have to be prepared to know that it's going to be this way. So it's like when people decide to walk, jog, everything has their own pros and cons. It's just about you weighing them up and saying,
Yeah.
what can I do? So like you say, doing it by yourself, someone like me is like, that can never happen. I need someone. For me personally, I would say I need someone I can talk to and they write it down for me. Tell me, Maria asked me, tell me your childhood, I'll tell you my childhood. You write it down and do it for me. That's the kind of publisher I want.
Okay.
Not the
Now,
one.
talking about that, you've reminded me of something. I'm not sure if I should mention it. I was in the House of Lords once. I won't mention the name, but there's a certain lord, and he runs a publishing company.
Right.
So I also hit a lot of roadblocks, I must say. So I
Right.
approached a lot of publishing companies, and they're all sort of at that time, and I thought, well, it won't work. So
Yeah.
this lord said something to me, and he said to me that, look, my publishing company usually only does things like maybe history or this or that, but your book, he sort of opened my eyes in a way and directed me
Yeah.
initially, and he guided me. And from that, I learned that actually I needed help,
Yeah.
and this is where to go, and all that.
Yeah.
So, in a nutshell, sometimes when you knock on doors, they'll shut
Yeah.
in front of you, but that's not to say that that's the
Same.
end. You need to move on. Another door will open, and it will be a better door, because I'm so glad where I ended up. It's the
Yeah.
best thing that's ever happened.
And I think it's the way you've done it is perfect in a way as well, because now you've seen the process of how to write your first book. Maybe the third, fourth, fifth book, you can do it by yourself and publish yourself. Because then you've learned the ropes and the roots. Because sometimes it's good to learn from what's already been done and see how that works, and then eventually do your own thing by yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
Israel Lombe says, "Good work, young girl." I'm a writer as well, based in the US.
There you go.
Oh,
So you have another writer. Yeah. You have another writer there. You're inspiring, giving them as well, So who knows? You can write a book together. Who knows? Who
who
knows?
knows?
Yeah. And the next question is, I asked that one. This is a very important question. Does your family support your career as a writer? Yesterday, I was part of this network of launching your book. And from my heart, when I entered the Zoom, sometimes we enter Zoom and you only find 2, 3 people. Your Zoom, I actually got scared, thinking, did I enter the right Zoom? No, I won't lie to you. I don't know if you had noticed. Actually, I came out, I'd gone in and I left. I was like, oh, it's the wrong group. Let me check the link again, just in case. Because the amount of people that were in the Zoom was breathtaking.
Funny
And I
you
love
say that,
the
Maria.
fact that you started with God. You started with God. And I was like, okay, hold on. No, seriously, I actually came twice, and I said, my husband asked, why are you doing this? I said, I'm in the right group, but I have to find your name and people that are kind of familiar. But yes, this is the right group. Amazing. Seriously.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. This is what I say from the start. I'm so very blessed. I'm privileged to
Yeah.
have a very good, strong support network to me. I mean, um, my mom, my siblings, Ranjiv, everybody around me, they're all amazing. It's just been so amazing. And the team that you saw, and you're not the only one. I had people come into the room yesterday, and they were all coming out and sending me messages saying, Priscilla, I think I'm in the wrong group. I
I'm
entered the
telling you, it was this.
So you're not the only one. I had a lot of
That's all right then.
yeah, you're not the only one. I kept saying, no, you're in the right place. You can come in. So a lot of people keep on doing that. Oh, Lumba was there. She was there yesterday as well. That's one
Because
of
I'm
my
telling you, because
net.
I've entered some Zoom and I'm like,
Oh,
okay, and you will feel like, okay, I wonder how this is gonna be. Yours, I was like, oh, let me come out. Wrong Zoom, wrong Zoom. I must have pressed the wrong link. I had to go into my WhatsApp, say Priscilla. Found Priscilla. Okay, Priscilla. She sent the link today. Clicked on the link, went in again. I'm thinking, wow, okay. Okay, and then I heard, oh, let's pray. I was like, oh, prayer. Let me hear the prayer. And I'm thinking, but where's Priscilla? Where's, it was beautiful, it was amazing. It was. And like, so the family, do they support you being a writer?
They do. So they support me not just as a writer, because
Right.
this is something that's actually in my book.
Okay.
In the book, there's a section for family relationships and all. So it actually talks about the need to have a good support network around you.
Yeah.
It talks about you rising up. You obviously need people because no man is an island. I believe
Yeah.
that we all fall and build on each other.
Yeah.
And what makes us and builds us are our relationships. And
Yes.
one of the core relationships that we have
Yeah.
is the relationship of family. From that, everything else springs out.
Yeah.
So our friends and our families are very important to
Yeah.
our success. This is also why we also have to be selective and be
Yeah.
very careful the people
Oh.
that we bring close to us. We
Yeah.
help the world,
Yeah.
but we have to be wise on
Yeah.
who
To
close.
allow.
We have to be very cautious.
Yeah.
We help the whole world. We
Yeah.
help the world. We love everyone. But
Yeah.
when it comes to the core, who builds you up?
Yes.
A certain lady once said to in another meeting that I attended, she said,
All right.
we have to this word is hard. We have to put our relationships in compartments.
Right.
So we have our family relationships,
Yeah.
we have our friends.
Yeah.
These are people who are there for us. We
Yeah.
lean on and they lean on us.
Yeah.
Then we have transactional relationships. So Maria,
Right.
you run a business, you will know about transactional
Yeah.
relationships. So I have a business.
Yeah.
So in my business, my suppliers are my transactional relations.
Yeah.
My relationship with them is different,
Yeah.
but I have to maintain and build that
A
relationship.
relationship
But
in
there's a
order.
difference, yes, but
Yeah.
there's a difference between my family relationship.
Of course. Yeah.
So you build this, I mean, it goes beyond that, but I'll only give these two examples. So
Right.
you build a circle of that and know who
Yeah.
and where. And to have a very meaningful relationship, I
Yeah.
was told that usually within our circle, we need to have at least about 150 people. Beyond that, it's usually very difficult to have very personal
Mhm.
relationships. So,
Right.
so in my inner circle, both
Mhm.
transactional and everyone else, I had to write down literally the 150 people who are around me and
Wow.
allocate
Yeah.
where do I
The sitting.
exactly and in that and through that where my actual support system lies. So this is what you saw yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a deliberate um effort
Action
that
for to do. Yeah.
yes,
I think it's an important
yes,
action to do. Like you say, we all need to know who could go and lean to,
yes,
who would go and talk to about private matters and know it stays there and doesn't go anywhere. Who we could go to and talk about business. And I know that if I do this, they will inspire me. Because I think sometimes that is what causes a lot of people to not prosper in life due to lack of having the wrong circle or the wrong compartment,
mm,
you
mm,
know. And yesterday with your launch, I saw that and I was like, wow, this is amazing.
yeah. So
It
I've
was
learned
strong.
it's been trial and error as well, Maria. It's been trial and error and a lot of learning. I know I look very young.
Yes, you look 18.
I know that's why the gentleman called me young girl. But yeah, I know I look quite young. I'm
Claim
very
it, claim it. Just claim
I
that one
am
and say
very
thank you.
blessed. I am very blessed with youthfulness, and this is one
Yeah,
of the things that it's been my vision and it's been my
yeah,
desire, and it's actually happened. So I don't play with my physical health and I don't play with my mental health. Okay. But having said that, like going back, what you saw yesterday is a deliberate effort, but it's been trial and error for many years. So I've had breakups, I've had friends walk away, I've
Yeah.
even had family feel and think different towards
Yeah.
me, but I've still held and maintained me, and
Mhm.
I've actually looked back and said that it's okay because it's pruning season. Okay. So sometimes we have to be pruned, we have
Yeah.
to shed before we
Yeah.
can actually soar high
Yeah.
without all these burdens and
Yes.
limiting us.
Yeah.
Because we need people who can lift us up.
Yeah.
We need people. Lumbi is on call. I just saw her. I
Yeah.
know I can go to Lumbi at any time. I've known her for over 15 years.
Yeah.
When I'm in tears, she'll offer me her shoulder
Yeah.
to cry on. She has a
Yeah.
very busy career, but I remember her having to drive all the way from Kent, leaving
Just
her
come.
house to come to where I am.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that's a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Charlie's asking, yeah. Charlie's
Yeah.
asking 150. Why that particular number? Is there particular reason 150?
So this is what was explained to me because I like to learn. Okay. I like to learn in life and I like to do things that are very practical and reasonable. So it's something I tried. Everybody is different. What
Yeah.
works for you is different, and what works for me is different.
Mm.
You you can choose something else, and that might work for you. But when this was explained to me, the coach said this. She said, when you have a lot of people, depending on how busy your life is as well. So if you have family like I do, if
Mm.
you have other responsibilities, if you have a career, you have a business to run,
Yeah.
how much time,
It's already adding up for me.
how much time do you
Yeah.
have to divide yourself to more than 150 people?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that these are the only people who can be in your life. No,
Yeah.
I know more people than 150.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can have thousands of people, you can have thousands of followers, even you can have so many people. But
But how
my
many?
point is the people you actually pour yourself into
Yeah.
and allow to pour into you. Because remember, you're only one person.
Yeah.
So the coach said to me, Priscilla, you're only one person.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be pouring yourself all the time into so many people, say 500 people,
Yeah.
how are you going to manage that? You have a business to run, you have a career to run, you have a family to run.
Yeah.
How are you going to achieve that? That
Yeah.
means somebody along the way won't get the quality,
That you
um,
want to give. Yeah.
yes, that you have to give, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So you need to build compartments.
Yeah.
So the 150 people in your compartment, perhaps what you can do is build 150 people, place them in your compartment, and then the others, you can also have them there.
I get you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in these 150 people, some people I don't talk to on a daily basis. And these are some of my closest friends
Yeah.
who are sisters to me. I don't have to talk to them on a daily basis,
Yeah.
but I know that they have my back.
Yeah.
Okay. They are in the 150 pool.
Yeah.
When I pick up the phone and say that this, like yesterday, to if Maria, I didn't advertise this program actually. I only sent out a message, I think 25 minutes or half an hour before I came live. But I can see that the core people I sent a message to, they've come on
I've joined out.
just
Yeah.
like that.
Exactly.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
And Charlie, the who's asking this question, she's one of them. Since
It
I've started
doesn't,
the business
it,
chat with
okay,
Maria, she's
Charlie,
always attended.
so it doesn't have the 150 as well will be a push. So this is why you have to put them in compartments still. So my coach, again, I go back to because I asked the same question actually, and they say that it will still be different, but you know the people within your circle. Okay, so you have that would be another topic or discussion on its own for me to go into this
Okay.
now. But in a nutshell, you have your compartments. I have my 150 here, plus I have the others. Within my 150, I also build compartments. So
Right.
within the 150, there are people who need me more than others. For
Right.
example, my children, maybe my
Okay.
mom,
Husband. Yeah.
grandkids, others,
Sisters.
so my sisters, and all that. So I build that and say that, okay, this group belongs here because these people I have to cater to almost on a daily basis.
Right.
And then I have another compartment, which are my friends, but extremely close friends. Well, actually, before they, maybe I have other family members, okay, that are also called to me. So I may not speak to them on a daily basis, but I know that they are called to me and I can count on them at any given time. Then they always are with me and they have my back as well. And then there's another compartment. So you carry on building like that.
Compartments according
So, yeah.
to.
Guess what? This just helps you in planning. It changed my life for good because I have a busy life. But if
Okay.
you don't have a busy life, you can do it as you want without planning and you carry on like that. But I've had to plan me.
Okay.
Okay. I've had to plan me and I've had to plan my relationships and how to run everything. And I need people who I can come to who are core. Like yesterday, what you saw, it would
Yeah.
have been difficult for me. And some
If
of
you
these people
didn't.
I've known for many years. Some I worked with, but
Yeah.
I consider them to be core to my being.
Yeah.
So I still maintain that relationship and they're in my 150.
Okay. No, it was amazing. Yeah. No,
I hope
Charlie.
that answers your question, Charlie.
I
I
was about to
hope,
say.
I hope, I hope it makes a bit of sense. So the discussion on these compartments, just on that, took at least 2.5 hours with my coach. But I don't have that to be able to explain and clarify how everything works. But I hope I've been able to
Break
make
it
it
down and
slightly
yeah.
clear to you
Yeah.
within a short space of time.
Yeah. No, thank you so much, Charlie, and thank you for your support always as well. This question of where you kind of touched on this question because you kind of sort of explained on the publishing journey. So I think, or have I missed this? You've touched on this question.
Yeah, I think we talked about this. Yep.
So the next question is this one. What would you advise young writers trying to build a publishing history or becoming an author like yourself?
I'll say that trust your instincts
Yeah.
and believe in yourself. Put down your ideas on paper all the time, like have a writer's pad. And
Right.
I have learned that there's a way of writing. So my writing coach said to me, because I had already written my book,
Mhm.
what I learned meeting him, which I'm using for my other books, is that it's easier for you to build posters. So you,
Post-it notes.
yes, you make your poster notes and you also brainstorm. So your notepad might be like a brainstorm. And
Right.
once you do that, you're strategizing. So once you do that, then you build your chapters and then know what where you want to put them. So plan.
Right.
And it's not easy, but anybody can do it. I know young people who've written books who are in primary school. My niece has been able to write a very fantastic poem that's been entered in the
Yes.
United Kingdom anthropology.
Yeah, in the
Um,
schools,
she
in the
wrote
secondary
that at
schools.
the age of 12 for
Mm.
secondary school in the UK. So all you have to do is just focus. So this young lady is Faith, and she's
Yeah.
able to do that at a very young age. So it doesn't matter how old you are, you can write and you can do it very well.
Yeah. No, thank you for that. And then I think the next last question is where people can write a book. But before we go to that one, so with your niece, did she have has she already read your book? Have you shared with her? Was she part of this journey, or this was just?
So so my niece and I have got a very funny relationship. So she looks up to me quite an awful lot. So when I was writing, she
Who
was
wouldn't? Who wouldn't? Come on, who wouldn't?
so when I was writing, she was writing. Um actually, she has a book that might come out soon. It's a fictional book. She's a very
Okay.
good writer, I must say. And her school um, saw the talent in her.
Yeah.
They picked her up for a certain club. Because her school has so many clubs, so she entered to join a particular club, and her
Yeah.
teacher actually advised her to say that actually no, we would
Not that
rather you
club.
come into this club. It's like a writers club or something. So
Right.
then she moved into that club. So she would write and edit for her school as well and all that.
Wow.
So when this opportunity came, she didn't even enter for it. They approached her and said, would she? So she comes home and says, Auntie, I don't know what to do because I'm very shy. I said,
Okay.
yeah, and then I said that shyness is not a good thing. We all have a little bit of fear in us, but guess
Yeah.
what? We have to do it afraid. Because if you don't do it, you look back and regret. And she said,
Regret.
what
Yeah.
do you mean that I should do it afraid? Then I
Yeah.
said, guess what? All the people that you admire and
Yeah.
aspire to,
Fear.
they're not perfect. They're very
Yeah.
afraid. Sometimes they don't even know how people will accept them or be receptive towards what they do, but they do it
Yeah.
anyway. They do it
True.
afraid. You do it afraid.
Yeah.
And she went like, all right then. And she went back. She told her teachers, oh yes, she'll do it. And she got down and she said, so what should I write about? Then I said, I don't know. You need to think what you're passionate about
Yeah.
and what you feel will actually impact others,
Yeah.
because that's what will make a difference. And she did exactly that. And
Wow.
guess what? Her poem was actually picked among the hundreds in her school. She was picked. So she was approached. She did it afraid. And her poem was actually picked. It was one of the best.
Well, she's got role model like you, so she's lucky, and I'm lucky too. So the last question which we'll go through is, where can people buy your book? And I will put the banner, and in the background, if you could kindly just talk through us, especially about the launch last night, and maybe share a little stats of how many books have been bought. I don't know whether I know. I think I've got a paper book, and
Yes,
it's
yours was
Kindle.
a paperback book.
Yeah,
Yeah, yours
so
is a
just
paperback.
kind of share with everybody, and I'll put this so you kind of share with everybody, talk them through where people can buy the book, and I'll remove this banner. So where can people buy the book, please?
So the book is available on most online platforms like Lulu, Kobo, Scribble, Barnes& and Noble, Libri, Google Play, Amazon, Amazon Kindle, Apple Books, and all. But it will also be in a few bookshops, and we're hoping for it to be available in different countries as well. But the planning for this has been slightly slow because of the COVID and that. So the planning team is working on that, and we're hoping for this to be done hopefully by next month. That Zambia, probably South Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Australia, and I think
Wow.
the US will probably be able to have copies available there as well in the bookstores as well. And we're hoping for some of the bookstores like Waterstones to be able
To
to have the book as well. So we're working on that.
No, that's amazing. And with yesterday's launch, would you have the stats of how many books were
I'm not
bought?
sure yet. So
Not
my
yet.
my
Okay.
my the promotional team and the book promoter
Yeah,
and the IT guys were
they'll
talking
do.
to
Yeah,
me today. They were on the phone, so I'm not really sure. And
no problem.
my publisher and the author coach as well were talking to me, but they're looking into that. So I don't know, because they're trying to get the figures together from
Yeah.
yesterday,
So tally
and
them up. Yeah.
yes, and also just from others who've bought, like you did, Maria. You bought yours before the launch.
Oh yes, I had to be the first one. I needed to be the first one.
Yes. So all that has to be tallied. So I don't have the stats. I think I'll probably have the stats by Monday, but I don't know. I've just been told that it's been good so far. I praise
Oh no,
God. So
no.
It's been good, praise God. So
With the way you started it, it's going to be good. And with the way you just explained how you came about writing your book, explained, shared your chapters, uh, it will be a success. So I just want you to tell people, I know you've already explained, but can you touch on once again, why should someone buy this book? And just before you explain that, why this particular title? Actually, I didn't ask that question. Why this particular title?
okay, before I even answer that, I think because there might be some people on the call, I just want to say thank you to everyone in South Africa who bought the book yesterday. Thank you to everyone in Zimbabwe who bought the book yesterday, and I think Botswana as well. So thank you to everybody. Oh, and the US. So thank you to everybody who bought the book. Oh, well, the UK, obviously, yeah, the UK, from all across the world, basically. Nigeria as well. Some people bought the book from Nigeria. So thank you to everyone who got copies. Now, why the title? So, Soaring High. This came from I like the eagle.
Yeah, I love the eagle and I love the gold and black. Perfect. It actually went very well.
Yeah, so I like the eagle. The eagle as a symbol is a very strong bird. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the way the eagle works is in like I said to you, I'm a very spiritual person because I
Yeah.
believe we're all spiritual beings. Now in the spiritual Christian background, in the spiritual Christian background, the eagle is seen as a bird that sees beyond. So a lot of teachers say that it has an eye strategic um, for strategic thinking and being able to see where others don't see. They say
Yeah.
it's very clever. It's a
Yep.
very intelligent bird,
Good.
and it also flies high
Yeah.
where other birds don't go. It doesn't fight
Yeah.
much.
Nope.
And people doesn't fight. It's a very
Yeah.
elegant bird,
Jeez.
okay? And everybody knows its position. It doesn't have to fight to be anywhere. Everybody knows that this is a bird
That's an eagle.
and that's an eagle, and it lives high up in the mountains or atop of a rock or whatever. That's where it is. That's an eagle. When it's attacked, all it does is it doesn't lose sight. Okay, it
You
just
stay
flies
focused.
very high. It just carries on flying high, and that's the idea that no matter what comes towards us, we should keep soaring high.
Yeah.
That's why I picked the eagle. So the eagle will go. It's the only bird that can fly close towards the sun without being blinded. I don't know how
Because,
it does it. So
like
other
you
birds
said,
will
it's the
keep
focus and
falling
the
off.
vision.
So other birds will keep falling off. So it doesn't fight. You can go on it, you can follow it, you can pursue it, but at a certain point you will have to fall back
Yeah.
because it just keeps soaring and soaring and soaring. So that's the idea that I want every author to have. I mean, every listener to have, so that it doesn't matter what comes your way, doesn't matter the obstacles, the barriers that are in front of you, because
Yeah.
you will come across it. If you want to achieve a lot in life, be prepared to encounter certain difficulties, certain
Yeah.
problems, certain challenges, but you need to keep focused. This is why I said purpose and vision are very important. So when you know your why, it doesn't matter what, you stay focused. So
Because
just
you know why you're doing it.
exactly. So just think different and you will see the difference and keep focused.
Yeah.
So that's why
Perseverance.
I title. And the gold is the wealth. So my background at a point was very dark. So the dark has been left behind
Because you've stripped it off, shredded it
and
off.
the eagle has risen in gold.
Wow. Beautiful. And Charlie
The
has
most
asked the
expensive
question.
commodity, the gold doesn't lose value, by the way,
No, never, never.
always goes up in value.
And Charlie
Oh
has
yeah,
asked a
somebody's asking
question.
if it can be on Audible. Somebody is actually working on the Audible version. Yes.
Okay, so
So
you
I
keep us
I
posted.
think within a few weeks, there's a lovely lady. She's got such a lovely voice. You all enjoy it if you're looking to buy the Audible version. So I'm in talk. Well, we're in talks for it to be in Audible, but we're looking to a specific person to do it for us. That's been the delay, but yes.
I forgive.
Oh, not at all. Please don't worry. I'm actually, it's a compliment.
I take it as that's my dad, by the way.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah. No, 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 don't worry. That's my dad. No, 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 that's my dad.
it's a
Remember
compliment.
I was saying, no, no, that's my dad.
Yeah.
And yesterday, like after the launch, we spoke about your mom. And this is one of the things I always explain to people. When I do things, and I do things not because I want to show off or whatever. I sometimes I just do things because I feel like, let me just do it to help somebody. So when I get an audience like my father watching, it gives me the motivation to keep going. Thinking, if my father is watching, I'm doing all right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my father.
It's such a
Yeah,
privilege and an honor, certainly.
yeah. And so I said, so she can't wait. So when it comes to audio, please do let us know so that Charlie can have access to that as well.
Okay, will do.
Yeah. And the last question is, I know you've got a website, and what is this website going to have? I know you have the links of the book. But what's its other purpose? What should people expect to see on this website?
So it's actually still in, it's live, but it's still being worked on. But you can sort of have a snippet and see what it's all about. But it will be completely done and dusted within, I think, the next week or two.
Right.
But this has actually been born as a new company. Now it's another stretch. Okay.
Right.
So what we're going to be doing is beyond Soaring High, because when people read the book, there are certain aspects of the book that need more care, or people
More
need
attention.
further information, exactly, more attention to it. So Soaring High will offer mentoring, Soaring High will offer coaching,
Wow.
Soaring High will offer membership of
Fantastic.
also you belong to a private app group where you actually get first-hand TDSD nuggets, so
Yeah.
that how to think different and for you to
Fantastic.
realize the difference in your life. So we have three types of memberships,
Fantastic.
um, and we'll also run workshops on TDSD and the coaching that I've talked about. So it's all about building others up and
Okay.
helping others discover the best
The
authentic
strength.
self, to discover their purpose, to know their why, and to
Yeah.
pursue their vision. And we help them um, in these ways, in how they can achieve them. Where we can't do it at Soaring High, we collaborate with other people. There's a very fantastic group of people that we collaborate with,
Mhm.
and we can guide even in business. So if
Yeah.
you if when you come to us
Mhm.
and you desire to set up a business, you'll be challenged to do that. You'll be
Yeah.
held accountable to achieve that,
To achieve that. Yeah.
and we'll do it in partnership. So
With you.
it's offering a lot. It's not just a website to sell the book, but it's a
Right.
website to build others. And I'm available, yeah, and I'm available to give talks as well. So
Fantastic.
that also tells you how you can book me to speak
Fantastic.
at different
Different
events,
events.
different people.
Yeah.
The whole idea is for us to build a
Yeah.
community that grows together, and a
Yeah.
community that we can see the difference in and
Yeah.
support each other through the whole process.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. I can't wait because I can't wait to just read. Let me read the book. I can't wait to read the book. And I forgot to say thank you as well for the acknowledgement in the book. that took me by surprise. Seriously, I just shed a tear. I was like, wow. I called my mom and I was like, guess what? I'm a star. Because every time I used to say I'm a star, and she always laughed. So she was like, what? I said, I'm a star now. I've been acknowledged in a book. Okay. So seriously,
Indeed.
it
So,
was
I mean,
truly,
you're one of the people who've come
you
along
know,
the journey, obviously, with me. I mean, since the time we did modeling together.
yeah, I know. That was years back. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
And
you've
just, I want
seen
to
me
say thank you
grow.
for that. Thank you. Could have put anybody in the book. I want to say thank you for that. Seriously,
It's a
it
great
made,
pleasure
yeah,
because Maria, I mean, honestly speaking, while we're on live chat, you've seen me grow and I've seen you
yeah,
grow. And this
yeah,
is what it's all about. It's about
yeah,
lifting each other up. It's
yeah,
about people not pulling themselves down. It's
yeah,
about us getting over the crab mentality and just
yeah,
giving due where it's due. I mean, if you're
yeah,
doing well, I'm going to applaud you, Maria.
exactly.
And if
Yeah.
I'm doing well, you should do that. And hey,
Thank
if
you.
I'm not doing well, because there will be times when
When,
one is not doing so well, you'll be
yeah,
there for me and I'll be there for you.
yeah,
That's what it's all about.
yeah.
So it's all about the journey that we've
So,
had together. So I appreciate that. It's
yeah.
my way of saying thank you.
No,
Because
I want to
sometimes
say thank you.
we don't say things enough. So we have people around us. We've put, like I said, I have my compartment of
Mm.
150 people. But sometimes you don't talk to them often.
Often,
You don't
yes. Yeah,
thank you enough to them. And
yeah,
sometimes they don't know how much you value them. So when opportunities like this come along, it's just
yeah,
a great privilege to be able to do that. So
yeah.
thank
No,
you
no,
for
thank you to
being
you.
on the
Seriously.
journey with me.
Yeah, no, thank you. It was really a privilege. I just really shed a tear. I put it everywhere on a social media, everywhere. I posted, so I
Amazing.
was really honored about that. Thank you so much.
My God.
I just want to see if there's any questions here. Sir, it was not intentional, but her looks. Bishop Davis Israel Lombe. Oh, he's a bishop. Okay. Well, he's now revealed himself as well now. I think all this to do with looks.
Bishop Lombe, please. It's a great, great compliment. I
Compliments.
take it as a compliment. And guess what? I get that all the time. I'll make you laugh. So I used to run a clinic, okay, a cardiology clinic somewhere in London before. Well, it's an imperial clinic. And when my patients would come in, they would come in when they enter the room and they'll be like, so you're the student who's meant to see me today. Are you the
Oh my
student?
God.
I'm
Oh my
no.
God.
You're my patient. I'm seeing you. So I got that all the time. I
Wow.
get that at
So
work. I
how
get
did
that
you?
in business circles. I attend a meeting and people will think, what?
Why
Where does
this?
that
Yeah, no, it is for me. Like even for me, I take it as a compliment. I said, you know what? I got good genes. Thank you so much. No,
indeed? You know
seriously.
how much money people pay to look like
Yeah,
this?
exactly. So what?
A lot of
So
people
I'm
have
paying
money.
money to look young. I'm okay. So they said let's link up. So he wants to link up.
Fantastic. Maria, please
Yeah,
find a way for me to link up with Bishop Lombe. It will be a great honor and privilege.
because he wants to come on the show as well. So definitely we'll link up and I'll communicate with him. Oh, he sent me his email.
Maria, please get the email because I don't think I can get it down right
Yeah,
now.
I'll get the email and I'll email him and communicate, and then from there we'll sort of link up with each other. So
Fantastic.
thank you. No, thank you so much. I just want to see if I've missed any questions. Everyone has asked. I think everybody has asked all the questions. Uh, put here the link for buying the book Amazon is quite long, but please, please do go and buy this book. Let's support our own and buy this book. The title itself, the color of the book, the way it looks, it's one of those books you want to grab and just read. So let's support one another. Let's read the book. And once you've read it, please give your feedback, give your review so she can see and know what the book has done and helped you in so many ways. Please, please do buy this book. You can get it in so many places. I've got my copy. I'm waiting for it to come through that door. As soon as I get that copy, you're going to see that I've got it. I'll share the review with you. I'll tell you all about it as well. So please, let's support one another. As Priscilla said, if you support one another, I'm at the top, I'll help you and pull you up and bring you to the top. But if I'm at the top and you pull me down, none of us will achieve anything. We're all going to be losers. So let's support one another. Even if you're not going to buy the book, please share the link that we're sharing. Tell your friend about the book. Tell someone that will just want to know about this book so they can buy it for themselves and get inspired by it. Like it says, think different and see things differently. Yeah. And so before we go, any last words so that we can log off? Any last words?
So
Thank
just to say
you,
a
Miss
huge thank
Salome,
you.
for coming on, and thank you to all the guests. I think we need to thank all the guests.
Yes. So
With
thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody who's logged on. And I just want to say that never lose hope. Always remember that to the living, there's always hope, and anything is possible. You can do anything, and always know why you're doing what you want to do. Never lose focus of that. And you might try once, twice, it may not work, but guess what? Nothing worthwhile ever works the first time. The lights that we have, the person who invented that tried several times before they got it right.
yeah.
So keep dreaming until
Yep.
you wake up to your dreams as a reality and pursue them. So don't stop dreaming until they become a reality for you. Keep soaring high, and I'll see you at the top.
Thank you. You saying those last words, those were my last word yesterday when I got my house.
Oh yeah, and massive
I was like,
congratulations to
a
that.
dream has become a reality.
Congratulations.
A reality. And you just said exact words. And those are the words, exact what I said. The
Well done.
dream has become a reality. It's there. It was physically there. I could touch it, feel it. Today I felt it, touched it, smelt it, everything.
Yes.
So,
Well done
no,
for
it's
your
an
new
amazing
home,
thing.
Maria.
No, thank you for coming on the business chat with Maria. Thank you for honoring me. Thank you for sparing your time, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for acknowledging me in your work. Trust me, that meant what I'm planning to do next time when you come to my house. You see it laminated in.
Oh, Maria.
But sometimes in life, we take gratitude, and having a grateful heart is very important, you know, and people don't realize. With me, I'm a very simple person. I like a simple, easy go life. Happiness is my priority. I know my weakness with my body, like you say, you don't mess with your physical or mental part of your body the same. Because I know my body how it reacts to certain things, how it reacts to stress or problems. So I try to limit those things and just be happy and always jovial, whatever, and try to help and do whatever I can. And from having this chat with you, you've made me even now. I like to right now. If you can see, I've written so many. So I was listening, but I'm taking notes as well because every day they say you can never stop learning. You
Indeed.
learn every day because sometimes you may think I have all the knowledge, but no. Today I've taken notes, bullet points. I will sit on this tonight, reflect on it, and okay. So even the compartment, the circles, all that I've learned. So thank you for honoring me. It's
Great
an
pleasure.
honor and privilege to have you.
It's a great,
And
great pleasure, Maria.
yeah, I want to say thank you to all the audience today. I wish I could say all your names, but the list has sort of gone on so long. Oh, sorry, the time you are based in the USA, I don't know what time that'll be in USA. In UK, normally the show is at 4 p.m. UK time, but I don't know what time that will be in UK. Someone said it's absolutely amazing.
Thank you, Marina.
Uh, Maybe say clap their hands 100%. you've inspired so many people. So thank you to each and every one of you who spared your
Yes.
time to watch this chat here with Priscilla. I hope you've learned something and picked up something. But please, I'm asking, go and get her book. Let's support one another. If you don't want to buy the book, please share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues, someone who buy the book. I wish you success in your book, endorsement, sales, because I want to see you there, huh? To top. When you're at the top, I'm at the top too.
Indeed. Yes,
You know,
that's what it's
when
all
you're
about.
there, I'm at the top as well, and that's what life is all about.
Yeah, that's
You know.
what it's all about.
So thank you so much for sending my book through. I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
And thanks to the audience. I'll leave your banner so that people can, so just go through this last minute to say where they can buy it. And from there, we'll log off and we'll let everyone go. So just go through the book again, please,
So
where
it's
they can buy it.
available. So it's available on Lulu, on Amazon, on all major online platforms, Barnes& Noble, Libri, Google, Amazon. You can just type in the name of the book as well, Soaring High, or my name, if the link is too long, and that should direct you to the book purchase. And I think some people were saying when they go to the site, it's the Kindle aspect of the book that comes in, but underneath that, there will be a paperback option. So if you just look underneath the Kindle ebook, you'll be able to click on the paperback. So once again, thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. Remember to think different, and you will see the difference in your lives.
Yes, indeed. No, thank you so much. Sarah, thank you as well for watching. I said thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, Maria, with inspiration. So thank you so much, everyone. I wish you a lovely evening. And I ask, please keep safe, everybody. Make sure you look after yourself. You wear your mask. You take care of yourself. Don't go outside unnecessary. You might think you have the strong immune system, but the people you're coming to in your house, they might have a weak immune system. So don't take this virus as a myth. Whether it's a myth, take it seriously. Look after yourselves, please. Make sure you wear your mask, carry your gel. If it means wearing your gloves, do that. And only go outside when you need to go outside. There are people out there praying, wishing to not be in the bed or in a hospital. I wish I didn't do that. So please do take care and look after yourselves. Thank you, sis, and thank you, everyone. Good night,
Thank
Priscilla.
you. Good
All the
night.
best.
Take care and stay safe.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
All right.
you.
Grace is just come. Grace, thank you, Grace. I think you know Grace from Zambia.
I
Grace
think,
Khalil. Yeah, it's been some
yeah,
time. Yeah, she
yeah.
said, thank you, a great session. So, Grace, get the book, please. Sis Numtunzi, get the book, please. Sarah, get the book, please. Bishop Israel Lombe, get the book, please. Anyone who's was watching this show, each one of you, get the book, please. Get the book. I want you to all get the book so we can all read it and we can come back here and give feedback. Because I've read the book, she's coming back on my show, so I can ask her all the questions and I can share all the inspiration. Yeah. So good night, everybody.
Good night. Good
Have a
night.
seat.
Good
So much.
night. Good night.
All right. Good night.
Bye.